Good morning, students. Today we are going to start chapter number 6 of Standard 8 Composition of Matter. So, what is matter? In previous standard we have studied that various elements in our surrounding is made up of matter. Matter is anything which occupies space and has mass. All physical objects are composed of matter. We have also studied that matter exists in three states: solid, liquid and gaseous. Now, states of matter. Let's study this by doing an activity. Take some mustard seeds in a transparent plastic jar. Take a long thread and tie it in the center of a big balloon by the means of needle. Stretch this rubber band and fix it on the mouth of the jar by means of rubber band. Hold the diaphragm up and down with the help of thread. Do it slowly first and then with moderate force and then vigorously. In this experiment, by pulling the thread, the rubber diaphragm moves up and down, giving energy to the mustard seeds, and they also move up and down. The particles in the solid, liquid and gaseous states of matter have movement somewhat similar like mustard seeds. Now let us study the different physical states of matter. Intermolecular force of attraction acts between the particles of matter. Intermolecular force of attraction is the force that occurs between two molecules. How the particles move depend on the strength of this force. Now, solids. The particles of solids are very close to each other and they vibrate at their fixed position. Hence, solids have definite shape and volume. They also have high density. Means you cannot squeeze solids as the particles of the solids are very tightly packed. The strength of intermolecular force is very strong in solids. Liquids. The strength of intermolecular force is moderate in liquids. It is not very strong enough to fix the particle in a same position, but if it is strong enough to put them together. As a result, liquids have definite volume. They have fluidity, that means they can flow. Their shape is not definite but they changes according to the container. Gases. The intermolecular force is very weak in gases. Therefore, the particle moves freely and occupy all the space and they don't have proper shape nor have volume. Element. It is a substance which is made up of only one type of atom. Elements are simplest substance and hence cannot be broken down. They are composed of atoms that have same atomic number, means it also has some same number of protons in the nucleus. Example: hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, gold, etc. The smallest particle of an element contains identical atom. Example: each molecule of oxygen contains oxygen atoms in a bonded state. All atoms in a molecule of an element are alike. They are joined to each other by chemical bonds. Compounds. Compound is formed by joining two or more different types of atoms to each other. For example, each molecule of water contains two hydrogen atoms joined to one atom of oxygen. Constituent substance of a compound is only one, and that is compound itself. The proportion of constituent element in a compound is constant. Properties of compounds are different than those of constituent elements. Example: hydrogen is an inflammable gas while oxygen gas supports combustion. However, the compound water is formed by chemical combination of gaseous elements hydrogen and oxygen in a liquid. It is neither inflammable nor it does supports combustion. Mixture. The smallest particle of mixture of atoms or molecules of two or more elements or compounds. The constituent of mixtures are different from each other and they are not joined by chemical bonds. The properties of constituent are retained in the mixture. Example, carbon dioxide, water, etc. Types of elements. Elements have different physical properties like luster, malleability, brittleness, etc. According to that, elements are classified in following type. Elements are classified into metals and non-metals. Further invention of new type of element metalloid was discovered. We are going to study about this in chapter 7. Now, types of compounds. Let us study types of compounds by doing an activity or an experiment. You need evaporating dish, tripod stand, burner. You also need chemicals like camphor, washing soda, blue vitriol, sugar, glucose and urea. Keep the evaporating dish on the tripod stand. Take some camphor in the evaporating dish. Heat the camphor in the dish strongly with the help of a burner. Find out what remains behind in the evaporating dish. Repeat the above procedure using limestone, washing soda, blue vitriol, sugar, glucose and urea instead of camphor. Record your observations. Now we will see what happens after this process. Organic, inorganic and complex compounds. In the above activity, we saw that some compounds leave a residue behind after burning. Some compounds do not give any residue or some compounds give blackish residue. Residue means a substance which remains after a particular process is done. The black residue that remains is mainly made up of carbon. When such compounds are strongly heated in air, they combine with oxygen to form some gaseous substance. In case their combustion is not complete, black colored carbon remains behind in the residue. These compounds are called as organic compounds or carbon compounds. Organic compounds are those compounds where one or more carbon atoms are linked with the atoms of other elements. For examples, materials like carbohydrates, proteins, hydrocarbons are made up of organic compounds. Camphor, sugar, glucose and urea are also organic compounds. Inorganic compound. Some compounds decompose on strong heating, leave a residue. These compounds are called as inorganic compounds. Inorganic compounds do not have carbon in them. Complex compounds. There are one more type of compounds, complex compounds, which is made up of one compound or more than one compound. Structure is said to be complex because it is formed by many atoms and in center a metal atom is also present. Example, chlorophyll contains magnesium, vitamin B12 are some example of complex compounds.